future of food and agriculture by enabling farmers to test the air for crop diseases.
By helping farmers to grow more with less, with no hardware or sensors.
By producing nanoparticle embedded plastics that make the sun work harder for you.
By making any of the 30 million tractors in the world smarter, simply by using a grower's phone.
By utilizing e-commerce and blockchain technology to create a more efficiency and transparency in the agri-food sector.
By decrease of antibiotic and hormone use in livestock.
By digitizing quality of fresh produce and reducing the food loss.
By providing a simplified machine learning platform.
By connecting farmers with their plants.
By protecting our most important species.
By controlling infectious diseases.
By improving access to data across the dairy industry.
By delivering strategic irrigation management solution that helps farmers increase crop yield and more efficiently using water and other scarce resources in a more sustainable way.
The world's population is predicted to be 10 billion by 2050, meaning we have to feed 2.5 billion more people. And to address this, we need to increase our food production by 70%. We've also got an exploding middle class, and 50% of today's populations are millennials and Gen Z who are placing new demands on the food system. Our food system is under severe pressure to produce more with less in a sustainable way, and at the same time we need to reduce waste, tackle global challenges like climate change, manage scarce resources of water, land and labour, and also solve for food safety and security issues. Unfortunately, we are living through the COVID pandemic. Challenges in the food supply system are further exacerbated with empty retail shelves, meat packing disruptions, and price increases. We're seeing acceleration of new trends where home is the new workplace, where we dine in and order food, increase engagement with digital marketplaces, and look for opportunities for touchless interaction with automation and next-generation farming and proteins. Now innovation in agri-food tech has become even more important and more critical and urgent. The agtech revolution is here in the form of precision ag, big data AI, drones, control environment and next generation proteins. We can't continue to do the same things the same way. We must innovate, adopt and embrace technology. This is why we set up THRIVE, to advance the future of food and agriculture through innovation. Entrepreneurs and startups from around the world can solve these problems, and that is why we've built a vibrant agri-food ecosystem. And now we have an exciting cohort of startups from around the world that are focused on positively impacting food and agriculture for the coming decades.
My name is Victoria Kabakovich. I'm an ag tech analyst for Sunworld International. I'm looking for an idea that really excites our grower community, especially one that addresses the labor challenges we've all been facing.
Hi, this is Koji Hasegawa, General Manager of Kubota Innovation Center Silicon Valley, and I'm looking for a new innovative idea that will be easy for farmers to implement and make them happier.
Hi, I'm Ryan Barr, Head of Product Development and Software and Data Engineering at Ian Jagala Winery. I'm looking for an idea that can transform how we farm today, increasing both yield and quality. Ideally, something that's able to scale and be deployed rapidly across commercial farming.
Hi, my name is Trevor Meekum, and I am the Vice President of Global Technology and Strategy for Valley Irrigation. I'm looking for an idea that can solve real-world problems in mechanized irrigation for AI, software, hardware, and automation.
Hello, Nolan Paul here. I'm a partner at Yamaha Motor Ventures. I'm looking for an idea that is truly new and exciting and ambitious enough to change the world for the better.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our 2020 Thrive Forbes Demo Day. I'm John Hartnett, founder and CEO of SVG Ventures and Thrive. I'm thrilled that you can join us today for what promises to be a very exciting demo day. And make sure to join today's conversation on our social channels using hashtag Thrive Demo Day. The 13 startups from our Thrive 6 Accelerator Cohort will pitch and share details of their disruptive and innovative technologies that are solving some of the most critical food and agriculture challenges. These companies, selected from an applicant pool of over 500 startups across 70 countries, and completed our 4-month award-winning program in addition to receiving investment and unparalleled access to our network and ecosystem. Today, 3 companies will be awarded. We have the People's Choice Award that reflects the voice of the ag community, the Sustainability Award for companies whose solution has future generations in mind, and the overall innovation winner will have the opportunity for follow-on investment as a result of their performance and traction throughout the Accelerator Program. Before we dive into the pitches, I'd like to share some important insights and announcements from our partners at Forbes, the USDA, and the US State Department on the importance of supporting entrepreneurs and big ideas like those you will be seeing today.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for allowing me to join you by virtue of the technology here today. Obviously, during these unprecedented times, we've grown accustomed to these virtual meetings, but I'm actually looking forward to getting back out there and being with you all in person. I know that Thrive's annual Demo Day is normally hosted and awarded at the Forbes Ag Tech Summit. Last June, I was able to join you in Salinas to see for myself the amazing technology that Thrive's partners and finalists have to offer. While that seems like a lifetime ago, I know that the innovation hasn't stopped. The impressive finalists this year from all over the globe are evidence of the dynamic, disruptive, and exciting agricultural innovation happenings on many levels. I've been able to see this for myself over the last 3 years as I've traveled all over the country, seeing the best that American agriculture has to offer. And I don't need to tell you that America's farmers and ranchers are some of the most tech-savvy and innovative entrepreneurs our country's ever seen. In February, just before everything locked down, I announced USDA's Agricultural Innovation Agenda at the Ag Outlook Forum. We believe it's our job at USDA to help tell the great story of American agriculture and highlight the successes and advances that we've made to feed a growing world. One example of this is how U.S. agricultural output has grown significantly over the past 90 years. We've increased the production of food and fiber by over 400% while using nearly 10% less land. With the Ag Innovation Agenda, I committed USDA to stimulate innovation so that American agriculture can achieve the shared goal of increasing U.S. agricultural production by 40% while cutting the environmental footprint of U.S. ag in half by 2050. And we recognize our role is to support farms of all sizes. So we've challenged ourselves to set goals, prioritize innovation, and hold ourselves accountable. We want to help synchronize the public so we can create symbiotic private sector research and ensure our programs facilitate the adoption of innovative technologies and practices for producers so that we can meet the food, fuel, feed, and fiber, as well as the environmental demands of the future. What I think we as leaders in the farm community can do better together is to help convince our great, innovative, and entrepreneurial farmers to get out from behind the farm gate and help tell the story of American agriculture. It's something to be proud of. And you and I know that the American model of agriculture is the safest and most sustainable on earth. It's the only way we're going to feed a growing world population. We all need to be better storytellers, both to the American public, but also to the global community, that American agriculture is socially, economically, and environmentally sustainable. The work that Thrive is doing is the type of private sector initiative that we love to see, and we want to continue to work together to develop new technologies to advance American agriculture. So thank you all for allowing me to participate with you today, and I look forward when we get together again in person. And I wish all the Demo Day finalists the very best of luck in today's competition. I hope you have a good rest of your conference. Take care and be safe.
Hi folks, I'm delighted to welcome Steve Bertoni, Vice President and Senior Editor at Forbes Media. Obviously a major person leading the Forbes 30 Under 30 as well as obviously various other areas around venture capital and technology. Welcome Steve, great to have you here today.
Thank you, John. Thanks for having me. This is great. I wish we were together in beautiful Monterey, California like last year, enjoying this live, but we're doing the best we can. So this is exciting to be back again. Thank you.
Maybe just to kind of frame things up from a Forbes perspective, you know, why is ag tech and food tech important? And, tell us a little bit about, I know we've been working for about 7 years, but just tell us a little bit about why this is meaningful for Forbes.
Well, first of all, as everyone knows, journalists love free samples. So when we work with you and Thrive, we get our mailroom is full of all the amazing free samples. But seriously though, food is amazing. It's its own industry, but when you think about it, food really touches every industry in America and the world. Everything from hospitality to travel to technology, chemistry, biology. It just really multiplies when you think about how it touches every other industry. It's very key. And to understand food and the future of food, you can really understand the future of where society is going.
One of the things that people don't talk about enough is feeding more people with less, doing it in a sustainable way, doing it in a way where you're dealing with climate change, lack of resources, etc. Not alone do we have to, feed 2.5 billion more people, but the demographic has changed so much. 50% of the world today is millennial or Gen Z. And tell us a little bit about why is that meaningful for your audience and for the entrepreneurs and successful 30 under 30s that you work with.
The Forbes Under 30 has we have 20 different categories, everything from venture capital to tech to Hollywood and media. But of course, we have food and drink. And food and drink is one of our most popular lists. And I love it because it's the collision of three things, really. It's this collision of science and technology, manufacturing. It's a collision of new experiences and hospitality and flavors, and a lot of sustainability. And this new generation has really grown up as foodies. People wanted to, not spend money on physical things. They wanted to live in cities and experience great restaurants or travel and go to great places. So that was really on top of mind. Like this younger generation really was willing to spend their money on food and experiences. You have that, and you couple that with this newfound real concern and passion about the environment and sustainability. So you have this experience and taste, factors. Then you have folks that really care about where their food's coming, how it's made, and who makes it.
It's incredible to see how health is now kind of playing such an important, consumer decision making in terms of what's happening. And I think that's only going to be good for the industry, but it's needless to say, it's kind of putting massive pressure and changes, back into that supply chain, which is normally used to dealing with major bulk items, going through there. But I think we've all experienced firsthand how important, the food supply chain is. We've experienced some of the challenges there, and many of our entrepreneurs today, they're focused on solving a lot of those problems. And I know that the Forbes AgTech Summit is a phenomenal platform for them to be able to showcase how they're solving some of the biggest challenges, across the food chain. Do you want to maybe share a little bit about, why you see, startups? You're going to see 13 great startups pitch today. Why is it so important for, for them, and how they can make an impact and change, the world, from your perspective?
These entrepreneurs are always coming up with fresh new ideas, new perspectives. Everyone talks about disruption, and they talk about these new companies that come up and kind of change everything. And that's amazing. That's wonderful. But more often, these companies come up and then they might partner with a global powerhouse or partner with a corporation and help inspire it. And it's a great kind of synergy. You get new thinking and energy, put that together with capital, with distribution, or just with this wisdom of know-how. It's a really interesting combination.
Yeah. Well, excellent. Steve, listen, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. It's been a great journey for us working with Forbes. You've really put a great spotlight onto this place, not just, locally here in the US, but really around the world. And we're very thankful for that. And, thanks for having us at the 30 under 30. And I hope to see you soon, hopefully in person in Salinas or somewhere in between here in New York.
Thank you. I will see you in Salinas next year.
Definitely. Take care. Be safe. Delighted to be joined here by Thomas DeBass. Thomas serves as Managing Director of Global Partnerships at the US State Department. And Thomas is responsible for coordinating the department's private sector engagement efforts and providing thought leadership on partnerships related to economic growth, global finance, and entrepreneurship. He's also a great friend. I've known Thomas for over a decade, and delighted to welcome him and to join our demo day for Thrive. Welcome, Thomas.
Thank you, John. Thank you. I know it's crazy that it's been 10 years. It's been an amazing journey to get to know you and all the work that you're doing. So congratulations on the success of Thrive and SVG Partners.
Thank you. So I know you've been involved in quite a number of initiatives worldwide, working with entrepreneurs, and would love to learn a little bit more, maybe share with our audience about what you're doing with startups.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah. So our office, the Office of Global Partnerships, its mandate essentially is quite simple. It's to engage the private sector broadly. Broadly defined private sector meaning private companies, organizations, NGOs, philanthropic organizations, academic institutions, essentially non-state actors to advance our foreign policy around the world. The world has shifted very dramatically in terms of how government to government is no longer just the sole responsibility of burdening, addressing global problems. Now we have private organizations who are also doing amazing work, such what you're doing yourself is a testament to that. And one area that we have picked up is the power of startups, how the startup ecosystem, obviously its genesis being in the US, Silicon Valley, where you are, and other places in the US, is now kind of going viral, so to speak, around the world. And we want to utilize that asset that we have as an American, movement to help us advance some of the foreign policy objectives and the development objectives that we have around the world. So startups have become a pillar for us in engaging the world, and we're collaborating with folks like you and Y Combinator and Techstars and others to essentially support what you do with what we do on the ground and help you reach new entrepreneurs, new markets, both from an exchange perspective, both from what America could provide to the world, also what these startups around the world could actually provide to the US.
Yeah, that's excellent. I mean, obviously, we're working with over 5,000 startups from around the world, and they're a critical part of solving some of the biggest challenges that we have, in the food and agriculture, sector. And one of the key initiatives that we've launched, and we're delighted to be working with you, is our global initiative. Our global initiative will be a series of challenges focused on some of the key challenges around the sustainability goals, as well as the USDA goals in terms of producing more with less, driving sustainability, and reducing supply chain waste and carbon sequestration. Obviously, entrepreneurs are in a great position to be able to solve some of these challenges. So therefore, we've rolled out our series of challenges worldwide. In Canada, we've launched with the FCC, the Farm Credit Canada Bank, and we're also working with the Canadian government through their Global Affairs group. We've launched Thrive Australia earlier, and we've been working with the Victorian government and also with CSIRO, the National Science Organisation for Australia. One of the ones that we're very excited about, and I know you and I have chatted about a lot, is Thrive Africa. Many of the things that we're doing are solving some of the critical challenges around the world, but we really wanted to kind of create a new challenge and have it dedicated to Thrive Africa, where we would run this as part of our overall Thrive series of challenges, but also hold a specific pitch day in December, where we would select some of the top entrepreneurs, and from there we will select key winners and award them to be either part of the Thrive program, or we're also setting up a specific Silicon Valley boot camp, and we're going to bring or invite these entrepreneurs over to Silicon Valley. So we're really excited about this. We think it's really going to help ecosystems really develop even further. So delighted to be working with you on this. And maybe I know that you're obviously working across these different areas. We'd love to kind of get your feedback on this.
Yeah. So it's clearly an honor to work with you in this noble endeavor of taking Thrive on a truly global scale. We were impressed by the work that you did in Thrive Europe, in Australia, and Canada. So its natural projection should be to the emerging markets, and especially Africa. And obviously, there's a lot of data points that kind of leads you to a place like a continent like Africa. The world population obviously is projected to reach about 10 billion by 2050. What that means is that world food production has to rise by 70%. And Africa, in that global context perspective, is home to 60% of world's uncultivated arable land, which is huge. So the continent could actually be a breadbasket for that type of growth that's happening by 2050. And I think, according to an FAO and other ag experts, the Africa's ag sector is supposed to reach about $2 trillion by 2030. So these are huge opportunities. The challenges that the continent faces, both on food security and some of the inefficiencies that we're seeing, could also be an opportunity for growth.
That's excellent, Thomas. Thank you so much. And as you know, we've been working with the USDA, and it's very much bringing entrepreneurs from around the world to the US and helping them solve some of the agriculture challenges here. And for us, over 70% of the entrepreneurs that we work with are outside of the US. So reaching those entrepreneurs is a really key part. So, the global reach of the State Department really is a massive help and support for us to identify entrepreneurs, to work with the ecosystems, the innovation ecosystems, across these geographies, and obviously specifically across the continent of Africa. Again, thank you, Thomas. And I don't know if there's any final words you'd like to say in terms of this plan.
Yeah, my final words. Thank you again for giving us the opportunity to participate in this amazing event that you're putting together. We're really looking forward to working with you, strengthening this type of initiatives. And I also wanted to kind of put out a call for action. So those who are listening to this, we're obviously happy to and excited to work with SVG partners under Thrive Africa, but we also want to work with everybody. If you have ideas, if you want to work with us, we are a true collaborative model that we're creating. This is not just about SVG partners and State Department working together. We want to bring other companies, organizations to join us. So on behalf of both John and myself, I want to put a call out there that join us so we can actually bring scale to this type of initiative, so we can make a dent in the type of challenges that the global community is facing, especially the ag sector needs to be kind of highlighted and be supported. So we look forward to working with you on that, John, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Thomas, and great discussion, today, and we'll have an exciting set of presentations coming up soon.
Indeed, and I'm looking forward to hear the pictures. I know they don't need my luck, but I know they're going to kill it, as they say. And thank you again for the opportunity, and I appreciate you, and thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Take care.
My name is Karin Gerhardt. I'm the director of THRIVE Accelerator, and it's an immense pleasure to have you join us today. After 4 months of really hard work in these really challenging times, as you all know, I'm pleased to showcase our stars, a group of amazing entrepreneurs solving the most various problems in the food system. Before we kickstart, I would like to invite all the C to Series A companies solving agri-food problems to apply to our next cohort. You can apply directly in our website, thriveagrifoodaltogether.com. Applications close in November 6th. Next, I would like to introduce you to my colleague Kaylin, who will share information on how to connect with the stars pitching today.
Hi, my name is Kaylin Simon, and I'm a program manager here at SVG Ventures Thrive. Before we get started, I'd like to inform you of the various ways in which you can engage with the companies directly. You can either visit our Demo Day page on our website, linked in the description, or you can scan this QR code. There, you'll be able to access each company's contact information, schedule meetings with them directly, or follow them and stay up to date via their social channels. And without further ado, I'd like to pass the mic back to Karin and get us kicked off with our first pitch. Enjoy.
As you know, water conservation and management are vital to agriculture, especially where there is water scarcity. We estimate that 70% of the world's fresh water supply is being used in agriculture, and most of it not in an optimal way. That's why strategic irrigation tools are so critical to our farmers and our environment. Our first entrepreneur is transforming the way irrigation data is collected, monitored, and used in the fields. Here is the CEO of Grow Guru, Patrick Henry.
Hi, I'm Patrick Henry, the CEO of Grow Guru, and we're all about strategic irrigation management. I'm a serial entrepreneur with multiple exits, including an IPO that led to a $1 billion valuation. At Grow Guru, we help farmers make more money by increasing crop yield and more efficiently using water in a sustainable way. The global agriculture industry represents $2.4 trillion annually. If you fly over Kansas and Nebraska, this is what you'll see: millions of acres of irrigated farmland. But we're faced with a global problem of catastrophic proportions where we have too many people, not enough food, and not enough fresh water. And the problem is just getting worse. On top of that, farming is hard. Farmers are faced with many challenges. So if you want their attention, you need to solve a big problem, deliver a quick ROI, and make your solution easy to use. And nothing is more important for crop yield and crop quality than proper irrigation. And it's all about the roots. So what are farmers doing today? Well, the vast majority are using suboptimal methods for irrigation planning. Only about 10% are using soil sensors, but with big benefits. Unfortunately, all the competitive alternatives in the market today for soil moisture sensing require annual installation and removal in field crops like corn and soybeans. This is because they have cables from the sensors in the ground to the above ground telemetry. Grow Guru solves this problem by offering a permanent installation model. With the Grow Guru solution, you simply install the sensors below the till depth, and then we use our patented proprietary wireless underground system, or WUGS, to communicate to the above ground system, where we then use conventional standard wireless technology to communicate to the cloud. In the cloud, we apply machine learning, and we also add other data to make recommendations to farmers about when and how much to irrigate over a simple, intuitive, farmer-friendly user interface. And in the next generation of our product, we'll be able to go mobile in the above ground portion of the solution and mount it on a drone or on the center pivot irrigation system. Grow Guru lowers the total cost of ownership and massively increases scalability. With the annual installation and removal model, you need to deploy the National Guard twice a year, every year, just to deploy soil sensors in the 8.5 million acres of irrigated corn in Nebraska. Clearly that isn't practical. On top of that, the Grow Guru solution uses machine learning, and with a permitted install, we provide pre-season, in-season, and season-to-season variability information to help farmers make better decisions. The market's potentially massive, $2 billion in the US and $20 billion worldwide, and the vast majority of this is in annual field crops where the Grow Guru solution has a distinct advantage. We currently sell the hardware and offer an annual subscription, but we'll be moving to a full subscription model over time. We sell through a combination of direct sales and a dealer network that now has a footprint of 6 million acres. We're deployed in over 800 sites in the US, and we're just getting started. We have the team with the right technical, domain, and business expertise to win in this market. We've been on a growth tear, and the future looks very bright for us as we see that we've now established product market fit with our customers, and we've now built out our dealer network to a significant level. We recently closed a $2 million financing on WeFunder, and we have over 12 months of runway. But we're still looking for strategic partners and longer term for venture capital and strategic investors to help us take the company to the next level. We're using this money for future product development, to continue to build out our sales channels and build out our sales footprint, and establish our key strategic partnerships. Grow Guru has a solution that is addressing a massive market. We have a patented technology and multiple modes of competitive advantage. We deliver an ROI that has a payback period of less than one growing season. And there's nothing more important to farmers than irrigation management. Remember, Grow Guru helps farmers make more money by increasing crop yield and more efficiently using water in a sustainable way. We hope you'll join us on this journey. Thank you.
Our next startup is from Chile and focused on collecting data from every aspect of the field to provide actionable insights for farmers. This data ranges from weather forecasting, water management, plant data, and soil health. They're basically the Internet of Plants. And it's been an extremely dynamic year for this company due to new partnership agreements and customer contracts. But I'll leave it to Mario to show you why. Here's Mario Bustamante, the CEO and founder of Instacrops.
I'm here to tell you how we are connecting Latin American farmers with their crops by using Internet of Plants. My name is Mario Bustamante. I'm the CEO and co-founder of this fantastic project that we call Instacrops. And anybody in this room must know that climate change is affecting the agriculture sector worldwide. So farmers must deal with irrigation, fertilizer, disease, and pest issues day per day. So that is why we built this full-stack superpower platform that gather information from satellites, drones, and data from proprietary IoT sensors. So this is how it looks like in fields. We build these real IoT devices for precision irrigation, predictive models, weather station, smart irrigation monitor and control it, and all of these items integrated in only one cloud-based platform. So any farmer must know that red is bad and green is good. We're like a terminator for crops. So even using artificial intelligence, we have submillimetric images integrated to this full stack platform. So what's this unique? We are the only one full stack AgTech platform, so we give actionable insights for farmers, and our AI-based models make us expert in high-value crops. But this is one of our most important assets. More than 5 years of big data. So regarding the business, we have 2.8 million in sales by using one-time payment plus annual recurring revenue business model. So we also have a very good traction numbers. More than 600 installed devices, 1.2 million around total raised in capital, more than 1.5 thousand of users in 8 countries in Latin America. But this is what I like most. We're saving up to 50% of water in irrigation by using device, one-time payment, and annual recurring revenue like a subscription fee. So what we believe in is just we want to become the first acre as a service business model. So regarding the market, here Latin America has the largest arable land reserves in the world with more than 120 millions of hectares. So Instacrops currently have only 65k hectares in Latin America, with more than 230 customers for one side corporates, but the big amount of customers that we have is with high value crops and vineyards. We also have been working with very good startups from Israel, Australia, and United States. We also work with corporates, big corporates here in Chile and Latin America. Working capital for one side, and also work with Startup Chile and other VCs from the local ecosystem. The competitive landscape, I think you might know that there's too many sensors from other parts, satellites and drones startups, but no one integrate and allow this speak to each other. So we have a very good success cases with small farmers in Central America with a very good results. Our founder team, we are 22 people here in Chile, and we also have an branch office in Mexico. We have a very good board and advisor with people regarding to technology, innovation, venture capital, and the best team for achieving our goals. So we are looking for connecting people here for this network and becoming the most powerful full stack platform in AgTech in Latin America. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Based in Texas, our next startup has developed a system to capture and convert more effectively a critical input for a plant growing process, sunlight. They have created a patented greenhouse canopy system that converts natural light and is able to increase photosynthesis in plants, resulting in higher yields and 20% faster growing times. Here's Tyler Sickles, CEO and founder of SoulGrow.
Hi, my name is Tyler Sickles, and I'm the founder and CEO of SoulGrow. I myself am a serial entrepreneur and founded SoulGrow after I went back to college after a 4-year break doing startups. We're a technology coming from the University of Texas at Arlington, and the problem that we're addressing in the ag space is massive. So there's 63 billion plus square feet of polytunnel greenhouses worldwide. And these greenhouses are predominantly used just to extend seasons or protect weather. And you're not going to have the infrastructure at the majority of these facilities to run grow lights or any type of other technology addition that can increase the growth speed or the overall quality of your harvest. So our solution is we've embedded nanophosphors and other technologies into our greenhouse plastics that are able to increase the quality and quantity of light that you're getting through to your crops. So we're able to increase your yield, decrease your time to market, and increase your overall plant quality. The way that we're doing this is that the sun is giving you a wide range of light, and we are like an executive assistant telling them exactly what light rays need to go where. And so we're taking the UV and the green and yellow and orange bands that aren't utilized fully, and we're pushing those into the red and the blue spectrum. This means faster harvest, better flower, and better fruiting. The IP behind our technology has been licensed from the University of Texas at Arlington. We have 3 patents that have been issued, and we have 2 patents that we filed additionally under SoulGrow. And this covers our material, how we manufacture, and how we're using our material specifically for certain crop types. So the results. Our results have been pretty outstanding. So we did our initial pilot with baseline material in Pueblo, Colorado, and this showed about a 20% faster time to harvest and overall weight of some hemp plants. We then took that information and we took it out and we deployed it on a larger scale to a grower in Oregon, where we're able to decrease the time to market for this farmer from 57 days to 45. And this is a huge increase in his overall bottom line, because that means he was able to get to market faster, sell his material better, and he was able to really utilize this overall increased quality of his flower. So the market size that we're going after is a $15 billion market, 160 million here in the United States, and that's 63 billion square feet. And that's not even counting the amount of glass and other greenhouses that we can install our material to underneath. We're really targeting this polyplastic greenhouse market. The competition that we're going against right now is we're going against traditional plastics, grow lights, which are extremely expensive. If you're looking at retrofitting a facility like I'm in right now, you're looking in the hundreds of thousands of dollars versus the tens of thousands of dollars for SoulGrow-based material. Our go-to-market is we're going direct to farmers, and then we're setting up pilots to where distributors can then see the actual results of our material and start spreading out that way. So that way, we don't have to build a large sales team. We can utilize distribution channels and really act like a solid sales support system for these distributors. So the traction, we've received an SBIR Phase 1 grant this year. We were part of the IN2 program where we received $250,000 to test the Danforth Plant Science Center. We've completed a pre-seed round, and we've really have our manufacturing partners and everybody lined up. So that way, when the fall comes around, we're able to deploy material, find people who want to partner with us for pilots, deploy that material, and really show our results. So by this time next year, we will be the new name in greenhouse plastics. So our team consists of myself, Darlene Boudreau, who has had multiple exits via her pharmaceutical company, and also the founder of Cowtown Angels. We have Dr. Wei Chin, the original inventor of our IP, from the University of Texas at Arlington, James Talavera, who's our chief engineer, and Dr. Sunil Sai, who's my business partner and chief technology officer. So our ask is that we're going to be raising our seed round here in the fall, And if you're interested, please reach out to us. And if you're a farmer, we'd really like to deploy our material and get a really solid proof of concept and ROI for the growers out there. So please reach out to me, and thank you very much. I really appreciate y'all's time, and we're very excited to see you in person once all this COVID goes away.
$5 billion of fruits and vegetables are wasted globally each year, and most of that is discarded before it ever reaches our dinner tables. This next startup is tackling food waste by leveraging AI, including computer vision and deep learning, with a platform that digitizes quality across the fresh produce supply chain. Here's Dev, co-founder of IntelliLabs.
Hello and good afternoon. My name is Dev and I'm co-founder of IntelliLabs. Before we start, I want to ask a question. Everyone in the audience dealing with fresh produce, what is that one reason you've always heard from your customers when they return or reject a shipment of fruits or vegetables? The quality was not to the mark, right? And what are your first thoughts? Where is that mark? What's the gap between the current quality and that mark? Unfortunately, you will never get an objective answer to that. This is because the current quality inspection processes are manual. They vary from inspector to inspector and don't automatically save the data to build trends. And we all know the time stress a field inspector or a quality inspector is under. Add to that the frequent churn amongst this group, and we get quality processes that are prone to subjectivity, lack audit capabilities, and above all, are non-scalable. And let's face it, if we can't measure something objectively, it is very difficult to improve it. IntelliLabs helps food companies get a hang of their quality processes by using images as quality assessment tools. First, we help our clients to measure quality, help them understand that how do their clients perceive the quality, what is being bought from their vendors, and how does the quality change in their supply chain due to storage and handling. Then we help deconstruct those quality metrics. Which are the most problematic SKUs? What are the most common defects in those SKUs? Furthermore, who is responsible for them? Consequently, we provide specific calls to action to help improve the quality, remove those defects, and move towards perfection. Over the last year and a half, we have been working with food service companies, food processing companies, aggregators, and retailers across the globe, and have helped them identify the steps required to improve their quality. They have incorporated our solution at their distribution centers, warehouses, and even at their supplier sites. This have helped them and their suppliers to understand the exact issues or the gap between the current quality and the mark, thereby reducing the incorrect purchases by about 15%. By standardizing their inspection processes and collecting data digitally, our clients have been able to control the quality processes better. Better quality control measures have helped them reduce shrink by a third and reduce the returns to less than half. This has eventually led to increase in their customer satisfaction. The whole solution is as easy as taking a picture on your cell phone. Let's say you want to understand the quality of apples. So you click images of those apples using any smartphone, be it in a box while they are being transported, or on a retail shelf, or on your inspection table. These images would be processed by a proprietary AI-based algorithm, and useful features of each apple would be extracted, classified into various defects, and then the result would be displayed onto the mobile screen almost instantly. The data is collated and presented as quality dashboard with specific calls to action, which can be shared across the organization or even outside. With abundance of smartphones and net connectivity, the whole solution is scalable and low cost. The results are backed by verifiable images with ability to check each piece and see where the defects lie. This helps in greatly reducing the QA staff training and inspection time for both incoming and outgoing produce. Also, with these verifiable images, the whole inspection can be pushed at the supplier side, thereby reducing the costs and ensuring that your quality team is truly focused on improving the quality and not traveling from field to field. We are the first to market digital quality solution company with solution ready for about 45 different commodities. We won awards from Government of India, Singapore, and have backing of tech giants like Google. We are funded by some of the marquee VC firms in the areas of SaaS and food tech. The founding team has experience in data science, deep learning, imaging, and consulting across multiple large organizations and is backed by an even more experienced core team. To sum up, we are narrowing a big digital information gap in a multi-billion-dollar market, and we are leading with substantial IP and client coverage across the globe. If you are interested to try out the technology or are just curious to understand how it works, let's connect. Thank you.
Our next pitch is a project from the renowned Australian National Science Research Agency, CSIRO. They were selected at our THRIVE Australia Challenge in February this year, and its team is developing the next generation biomarkers for early detection of infectious diseases in dairy cows, which costs billions to the industry as many are difficult to detect, diagnose, and mitigate. John Spates from Diagamers will explain how their solution can save money, time, and lives.
Hi, thanks for joining, and big thanks to SVG Thrive and Forbes for the opportunity. My name is John, and I'm here to talk about our exciting platform we call Diagamers. Diagamers is cutting-edge technology that we think is going to revolutionize the way diseases are diagnosed and detected in farm animals. I'm from the CSIRO, Australia's National Science Agency. We're not yet a startup, but we're on the way to commercialization, and we would love you to join us. Our focus is dairy, and the US has the largest dairy industry in the world. But it's a dairy industry which faces pressure every day. One of those pressures is disease. Disease is a massive cost to farmers, and our focus, mastitis, costs US farmers over $2 billion each and every year. Unfortunately, though, a lot of that money is wasted. It's wasted because current diagnostics fail farmers in several key areas. Those failures cost farmers time and they cost farmers money. Diagamers is going to tackle that problem head on and build a better test. Where tests fail is that they're often reactive, meaning time is spent waiting and not doing. For a farmer, time is money. For a disease, time is spread. But for Diagamers, time is opportunity, and that's where we win. We're focused on host biological markers that occur naturally in animals. Through our years of research, we understand how these markers express uniquely and rapidly to a disease infection. We're profiling these markers into tests that are not only timely but accurate to provide farmers with the support they need. There are tests out there in the market already and competition, but none of them can do what we can, and they all have issues such as sensitivity, false negatives, and interpretation. That's probably why the most widely used test in the market today is a 75-year-old mastitis test, 1950s tech, which relies heavily on clinical signs and farmer input. We're going to bring testing into the 21st century. Diagamers test aims to tick all boxes, and we're going to go from bulk milk to individual sample, from lab to farm. We're going to help farmers rapidly stamp out a disease fast. But to do this, we don't think that a farmer needs to purchase expensive equipment that they won't use or don't need. There's world-class equipment and labs out there across the country, and that's why we're focused on a lab-based test, using that equipment, and providing farmers something that's affordable and developing something that we can scale rapidly to market. We want to provide farmers with the support they need fast. We also believe that we can provide a clear cost benefit to farmers and also solid revenue on sale of tests. We have traction through the number of years that we've spent profiling and understanding infectious diseases. we've recently been awarded grant funding to help us along the journey, and we're progressing on the pathway, and into the future we want to test and scale. We also plan to develop more IP, unique data sets, and more partners on the way. I'm here now to seek development partners into the future and right here and now that give us the best chance to take this to market in the shortest possible time. To do that, we're going to need money, resources, and the right partners. And we see North America as a key market for our test, not only because of the size, but also because of the ecosystem that supports new and emerging technologies such as ours, and an ecosystem that we want to be part of. We thank you again for listening to the talk today. With all of the pressures on dairy right now, we think that our test will be a game changer for farmers. Please get in touch if you would like to know more, and remember the name diagamy when you think of disease detection in dairy. Thank you very much and have a lovely evening.
This next company is all about algorithms. The idea of using artificial intelligence to solve problems may seem complicated, but this entrepreneur aims to simplify the entire process so that anyone can leverage artificial intelligence and machine learning to increase productivity and transparency within their operation, simply by taking a picture. With this, I'd like to introduce John Murphy, CEO of Stream.ml.
Hi, I'm John Murphy, CEO of StreamML. I've had the good fortune to build and successfully exit tech companies. This is my third one. This story has global appeal, where a $50 million exit would be the consolation prize. This is all about how the entire agriculture sector is going digital and the surprising multi-billion-dollar gap to detect invisible elements. Take, for example, attributes in wheat, like protein and gluten, or falling number, or any one of a dozen diseases. And it's the same for barley and corn and almonds and apples, row crops, food processing. You see, digital testing provides multiple 10x advantages, replacing expert opinions or sending samples to a lab. And this is a global trend. Our customers are not the farmers. We sell to the top 3,000 ag companies. And it's nice of Thrive to be putting them in a list. And I know they're not doing that just for us, but it's these companies that are bringing tech to agriculture in every conceivable sector. The problem is they don't have data scientists that deal with spectroscopy. Just so we're clear, the real game changer is spectroscopy and the use of the light spectrum, which is the type of analytics needed to detect invisible elements, like protein in barley, nitrogen in corn. You can't detect these with the pixels from a cell phone or a regular camera. So the solution seems simple. In place of data scientists, just use a machine learning platform and tools offered by Google and Microsoft. And that's how it's done today with pictures. But they don't offer a machine learning platform for invisible algorithms. And that's where the real value is. But StreamML does. And that's our secret sauce. A drag and drop simple platform. Now anyone can create and deploy machine learning models. Track usage anywhere, anytime globally. And we make a fraction of a penny for every instant prediction or API call. So now these 3,000 ag tech companies can build machine learning predictive models fast, accurate, and at a very low cost. You know, when General Mills wanted to test for invisible soil carbon, they turned to StreamML. When Fieldalytics Canada wanted to build a soil probe to detect nitrogen and invisible nutrients in soil, because that's huge in agriculture, They used StreamML. When Canon was looking at new uses for cameras, multispectrally, beyond pretty pictures of your kids, again, StreamML. When Biomark, a cancer detection company, wanted to build a 30-second test for the COVID-19 virus using spectrometers, they needed world-class machine learning. They turned to StreamML. And a real-time COVID test would be fantastic for food security in most every country. Our team has worked together for years now, and we can deliver sellable product. We have a mix of PhDs and scientists and business executives that are creating some of the most advanced convolutional neural nets, which is our IP. We also hold an awarded US patent in optics. We can bring invisible testing to a global market. The product is done. Now it's all about market execution. Just like most startups, we have a $30 million recurring revenue hockey stick graph too. But what we're really about is hitting our projections with steady growth. We're looking to raise $5 million. The funding will let us quickly get our message to the ag and food tech community. By the way, if you have a portfolio company involved in testing, invite them to log in. They can build a model, test it immediately. Keep in touch. I look forward to chatting. Thank you.
Next up, we have another winner from our THRIVE Australia Challenge, this one targeting the vineyard market. This company developed a precision agriculture app that can be used in simple devices and installed in common tractors, which represents cost-effective and really easy solutions to farmers looking for insights and increased yields. Here is Lindsay Jackson, CTO and co-founder of Platform.
Thank you for being here with us today. I'm Lindsay Jackson, CTO and co-founder of Platform. The tractor is foundational agricultural technology, so as we stand on the threshold of the fourth agricultural revolution, tractors must be pretty smart by now, right? Actually, no. The vast majority of the world's 30 million tractors remain the essential mechanical workhorses they've been for generations. New technologies aren't reaching farmers. They're still spending hours tying flagging tape and scribbling notes on paper, sending workers out with sketches on printed maps in the hopes they'll remember the instructions, losing opportunities. Platform makes it possible for the customer to take sophisticated imaging data out into the field and put it to work with no outlay on specialist equipment. They just need a smartphone or tablet. Land managers can create jobs quickly, clearly mapping out what work needs to be done where, and then share this with the tractor operator. In the cab, the tractor operator can see where they are and what to do, and Platform tracks the work, even out of range of the internet. Platform means that growers can target inputs to reduce waste and cost and increase impact, carry out work at variable rates, build soil and crop resilience, and better plan long-term projects. Platform unlocks the potential of precision agriculture for growers who would otherwise never contemplate it. We truly believe that everyday smartphones have the power to transform agriculture for farmers around the globe. Maps on phones for farms sounds obvious. If you look at our competitors, getting this concept to market viably, simply, and affordably is hard. Platform's functionality is readily transferable across crops, vehicles, and work types, but the market opportunity we're building on is the 11 million acre global grape growing industry. The Australian wine industry has been an excellent testbed for our commitment and traction phase. It's a high yield, high return sector that generates substantial export income based in a country with a stable economy. Our go-to-market strategy is being shaped for scale and high growth, with multiple revenue streams, supplier partnerships, and distribution channels. Platform's a SaaS product, so sales and marketing has a clear trajectory. Tiered monthly subscriptions plus commissions on in-app purchases from partnered suppliers all generate revenue off of predictable cost per user. We haven't stopped at SaaS. Access to growers, the value chain and verification of work done has benefits to brands wanting to validate their eco-credentials or better use technology to support customers or gain a marketing edge, so it works well. I'll give you 2 key partnership examples. Data farming provides affordable imagery and data insights to over 14,000 farms, serving over 19 million acres. Platforms on the customer's phone, a universal accessible platform. It's a low-friction product with minimal onboarding challenges, so partnership opens up new markets that might have struggled to capitalise on the usability of imagery without support. In Australia, we're working with tractor brand Kubota and their dealer network to demonstrate how a very established brand and the startup community can bring each other value. By partnering with Platform, Kubota can remind customers that they're the best of both worlds. The pairing of a compact tractor with mobile ag tech is a smart, low-cost, high-tech choice, and we see great future sales and marketing partnership potential. Platform has built a seasoned team with significant international experience and industry knowledge. Together, we have decades of successful work under our belts in app development, web and software development, UX design, and business and startup management, not to mention a practical understanding of community development and real farming. We're committed to working together to put our product and company in the strongest possible position, and we have the skills and depth of experience to achieve it. Thrive has provided us with the financial resources and expertise we needed to advance our timeline. We've leveraged a further $100,000 from the South Australian Government, which means we have runway until early 2021. This has let us focus on product and partnership development. Customers are key, and we've needed to build a stable, market-ready product before we move to customer acquisition. It's been a solid investment. Artesian and SVG's commitment to match outside investors increases our security going forward, and seed round investors will have advantages in our Series A. We have a clear and familiar go-to-market strategy, a market-ready product that a significant customer base wants and needs, a unique approach to implementation and delivery, and good industry partner relationships. Across all areas of the business, we're prepared for investment and growth. I think we're what the ag world and you needs right now. Thank you. Animals pollinate 75% of the crops grown globally. That's every 1 in 3 mouthfuls of food. So it's no wonder Simon says it's all about the bees. Simon Mildred, CEO and founder of Hivekeepers, is on a mission to assist beekeepers and bees by enabling smart hives. Take it away, Simon.
I've been a beekeeper now for 10 years. And one of the first questions I'm often asked by people is, how often have I been stung by my bees? Well, it turns out that I've lost count. But what I want you to realise is if we don't give more attention to bees, we are all going to be stung, but in a very bad way. In fact, in the last 2 years, over 40% of honeybee colonies in the United States did not survive. And this trend has been occurring all around the world for the last 15 years. There are a range of causes for this decline, and the reality suggests that our actions are at the centre of the perils of the honeybee. But why should you worry about that? Well, protecting honeybees is more than just enjoying some honey on your toast. It's about ensuring the future of food and the quality nutrition for our children. This is best depicted by considering the pollination benefits of honeybees and what we stand to lose if we don't take serious action to work through this problem. The global food security issue is real and it needs solutions now. But there is hope on the horizon. In fact, it's here right now. My name is Simon Mildred and I am the CEO of Hivekeepers. And at Hivekeepers, we are carefully fusing technology with beehives to create smarter beekeepers and healthier hives for a sustainable future. So what we're talking about are sensor-enabled beehives, smart hives. By doing this, we give beekeepers 24/7 awareness of what's happening with their hives. This is a step change in beehive management, as currently beekeepers need to tend to their bees in person, often traversing the country hoping to time it right to care for their bees. So with 24/7 data and insights at their fingertips, you have an informed beekeeper. And benefits of this include enhanced health outcomes for their bees, reduced death of hives, reduction in management and treatment costs, which includes reduced travel and labour costs, improve pollination and honey production, and many more. So this new visibility allows beekeepers to be more proactive rather than guessing and hoping for the best. And this industry is ageing, and with less experienced people, we can now give them a tool that is ultimately a game changer. The number of beehives is growing steadily at nearly 2% per year. The forecast demand is to double beehive numbers in many countries in order to provide local honey and a source for pollinating local plants. Our service as a service model estimates a per hive cost of $105 US per year, at which we can charge for our smart hive. This TAM of $10 billion assumes all beehives will be smart enabled, which is in alignment with the hivekeeper's vision. We have amazing industry supporters and excellent technology partners. This is while serving more than 650 customers with our existing smart app solution. As the CEO of Hivekeepers, I have 10 years of experience as a beekeeper and leadership experience from a career in the fire service as a senior station officer. I work with Slade Beard, the Hivekeepers CTO. Slade is experienced in systems architecture and has a long career solving problems in the remote environment, smart cities, smart building spaces. Prashant Shukla, our research and business analyst, with experience in Indian, African, and the Middle East, including agricultural industries. To us, though, it's more than just beekeepers and beehives. This is an opportunity to make a real contribution to a sustainable future. With bees and pollination at the centre of nutrition and food security, we are contributing across the board to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals of the zero hunger. As a team, we can imagine every community having bees, every town and city flourishing with pollinators, and a future full of healthy people and healthy hives. It is now your turn to step up, and here's how you can partner with us as we make every hive a smart hive. So Hivekeepers is seeking our first investment round of $800,000 US. This will allow us to build and launch our new interface for our customers, commence field trials with Australian and US beekeepers, and produce the first 3,000 smart hives. It gets us equipped with the right people and sets us on our international expansion plans. In summary, we monitor just about everything from smart buildings, smart watches, smart cars, and even smart cities. But we don't monitor beehives. And that's the same beehives that pollinate the plants that we end up eating and relying upon. We must protect our food system so we can share a healthy and prosperous future. It is times like now that as the innovators and investors that we get behind the beekeepers and their bees. Thank you.
Our next startup has developed a system for monitoring soil without the need of installation of any physical device or hardware. Their proprietary AI algorithms and thousands of private and public satellites allow them to generate insights on plant health by recording soil moisture, nitrogen levels, and phosphorus levels from distance, resulting in lower cost and no maintenance. I will pass the word to Edith Morthy from Conservator Technologies to share more.
Hello everyone, my name is Adit and I'm the founder of Conservator Technologies. At Conservator, we help farmers to grow more with less, with no sensors, hardware, or soil sampling. How did I get here? It started nearly 5 years ago. I was traveling through a small village in South India and this is what I saw. And near it, a funeral procession. That year, the monsoon rains had failed, and along with it, the crop yields. As a result, a farming family took their own lives. And that got me thinking, why do farmers have a struggle like this even in the 21st century? And eventually came Conservator, where we use AI to help farmers to mitigate and adapt to a changing climate. What does that mean for us? It means increasing their soil organic carbon so that they can sequester CO2 out of the atmosphere while improving their farmland productivity, and also decreasing their inputs, like 20% on nutrients, 30% on water. And doing this scalably worldwide without any installation or hardware or soil sampling required anywhere. How do we do this? This is how. We use over 100 satellites throughout the entire electromagnetic spectrum, from radio to UV, along with our proprietary AIs that are trained to provide actionable soil-level insights, such as the soil moisture levels, nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, carbon, all to a 10-meter resolution anywhere on the planet at any time. And based on this, we're able to suggest to farmers how much they need to water and fertilize to keep their plants happy, and also how to increase their organic carbon. And this is the optimal time for something like this because there's ever more satellites going up into space, AI is reaching a certain level of maturity, and the internet is getting closer to reaching every corner of the globe. And farmers can use Conserve in two different ways, either through our web and smartphone applications, which have over 500 active users, or through the Conserve APIs, which include products built by our partners which use these APIs to make cool system integrations, which are able to use Conserve in novel ways. And historically, we've operated under the typical ag tech business model, which involves farmers paying us some money in exchange for us providing them with some products and services. But we feel this is not the effective way to scale to the hundreds of millions of farmers worldwide. And so today, September 24th, 2020, with the release of our organic carbon product, we are announcing the creation and launch of the O2C marketplace, the world's first international soil carbon market, where corporations and governments can pay us to offset their greenhouse gas emissions, while we are then able to incentivize farmers to adopt practices that increase their soil organic carbon and thus their farmland productivity while sequestering CO2 out of the atmosphere on a large scale. And all of this is enabled and verified through Conserve's AIs that require no hardware or soil sampling. And the UN estimates that this technique can actually scale to reaching 1/8 of humanity's global greenhouse gas emissions every single year being sequestered. And we are uniquely poised to make this happen. We already know how to acquire hundreds of customers per week, which actually happens right now, but we actually don't know how to monetize all of these farmers effectively right now, which we believe this is the answer to. We already have active operations in 3 major farming places, United States, Israel, and in India. And we get 1 to 2 organic inbound partnership requests from companies of all sizes, both small and large, willing to work with us every single week. And we have developed relationships throughout this entire ag ecosystem here. And currently we have randomized control trials at the scale of thousands of farmers backed by Stanford University to prove out Conserve's efficacy at scale. And we have developed relationships with a growing number of water agencies to provide water subsidies and cost subsidies for using Conserve to farmers. And we'll use these as a model for our carbon marketplace in the future as well. And we're developing relationships with all the large companies, both in ag and also outside of ag, to effectively reach the 100 million farmers worldwide. And we are the team to make this happen. I have extensive experience in AI, and I'm from Caltech and Stanford. Our COO has 30 plus years of business startup and AI experience, and we have an overall fantastic team. And currently we're launching a seed round, raising $3 million to fund our software development to streamline this marketplace and also the necessary support infrastructure to make it happen. And based on our conversations already with Fortune 5 executives, we believe that we'll be able to hit $10 million in ARR by Q2 of 2021. And in the near future, farmers worldwide will no longer need to bear the brunt of climate change, but will be able to use Conserve with no hardware, sensors, or soil sampling, and thus be a part of the solution to keep this planet pristine. Thank you.
Agricultural stakeholders are increasingly under pressure to make efficient decisions with every input on the farm, from watering and irrigation to the application of fertilizers and pesticides. Our next company has developed a simple technology for an early alert detection system, which identifies diseases in the air long before ever seen on the crops. There's no teaching, training, or licensing required, just effective data to assist growers. I have the pleasure of introducing CEO of Spornado, Kristen White.
Hi, my name is Christine White, and I am the CEO and a founder of Spornado, an early alert system for crop disease. The co-founders and I had been on the cutting edge of indoor air sampling for over 2 decades when we received a request from a crop protection company for an air sampler that farmers can use outdoors. We were shocked to find there wasn't one, so we designed the Spornado. Word of the Spornado spread fast. Fungal diseases cost the ag industry a ton of money. 13 billion are spent on pesticides, and there are still 60 billion lost to fungal diseases. Yet, farmers don't know when disease is in their fields until they see it and it's too late. Because fungal pesticides must be used preventatively, timing is everything. So, how do farmers currently decide when to spray? Well, it's not as data-driven as it could be. There's a lot of guesswork involved. Air sampling for crop disease is just starting to take off. And that's where Spornado comes in. Our solution is the easiest to use, least expensive, and quickest to scale. Any crop, any fungal disease. It's a first of its kind air sampler that is powered only by wind. It holds a cassette that collects airborne fungal disease, which is sent to a lab for DNA analysis. Results are reported back to the farmer via text or email within only 24 hours. We've also validated in-field tests using portable equipment. Unique to Spornado, we also test for pesticide resistance, contributing to a truly tailored approach to spraying. Well, and virtually any farmer that sprays can be our customer. Initial demand has been in crops with high disease pressure, like the devastating late blight in potato and stem rot in canola. Growers struggling with resistance to pesticides and regulatory loss of chemistry, such as with grapes and berries, have also been keen early adopters. This is our third season of commercialization, and we have gone from 1 crop to 10, increased the independent researchers, and doubled our partner labs. Sales tripled in 2019, and customer retention is 95%. We now have around 400 samplers deployed. We create value for users when sprays and crops are saved. We're evolving to a subscription-based service that averages around $16 an acre. We're licensing partner ag labs to conduct analysis. And on the basis of our track record, it's projected over 3 years we can deploy 15,000 samplers and generate $24 million of ARR. Our go-to-market strategy starts with academic, government, and industry researchers purchasing our samplers and conducting independent validation. Dr. Truman from the University of Guelph is only one of many that sees the value in Spornado. Prominent names in agriculture are some of the many more. Our current customers cover a variety of crops from potato to grapes, sugar beets, blueberries, canola, wheat, and other cereals. Farmers are telling us that they can choose and time their sprays precisely with Spornado. Unbiased support from crop boards and grower groups establishes trust in our technology with farmers. This is the team that has gotten us here. I have over 20 years experience leading large business units. Mike is an expert on indoor air sampling and spore aerodynamics. James is a University of Toronto professor and entrepreneur as an owner of a commercial lab for 25 years. Yaima brings us in-field agronomy experience. Some of our objectives over the next 5 years include Spornado in all major crops in North America and beyond. And we know it's all about the data. We will compile data from all over the continent, which then can be monetized. Speaking of money, we are seeking $800,000 for 12 to 18 months of funding to deploy 2,000 Spornados. The timing for this technology is now. There is massive market opportunity, and our tech is low cost, proven, and ready to go. And with the pandemic, there has been rapid innovation in the DNA testing we use, accelerating our R&D in point of collection analysis. We look forward to the day every farmer across the globe can make data-driven pesticide decisions to prevent disease more sustainably while producing the much-needed crops to feed us all. Spornado is making this a reality.
Coming next is a company bringing more intelligence to dairy farm operations. By collecting cattle data on walking distance, interaction with other cows, eating times, and stages of disease, they aim to increase 17% of profitability at farms from the biggest dairymen in the US. Here is Artem, CEO and founder of Cattle Care.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Artem, the CEO and founder at Cattle Care, where we apply computer vision to increase revenue of dairy farms and decrease greenhouse gas emissions, antibiotic and hormone usage. I bet many of you guys love eating things like cheese, yogurts, ice cream, butter. Humanity heavily relies on dairy products. If we want to continue enjoying this stuff, we need to think how to produce milk in a sustainable way, how to stop hurting cows and our planet. And there is a solution. This solution is about computer vision. I'll tell you in a minute how exactly we do it, but as for now, let me introduce my team. My co-founder Anton has more than 10 years of experience in computer vision, particularly in deep learning and facial recognition. I previously co-founded and headed up a company where we applied computer vision for retail. We had 100% of annual growth until the exit. My co-founder Ilya has built end-to-end dairy manufacture and established its distribution. Also, we have 8 computer scientists and 2 dairy scientists. And for leading advisors in the United States with dairy expertise are our advisors. So how does it work? We rely on low-cost commodity video cameras, and then we can do things like this. All cows have unique skin pattern, like a fingerprint, and we identify them by this pattern and track them all the time to build their behavioral profile. When we see anomaly in this profile, it means that they are sick, and we send an alert about this to a responsible worker. Using this similar approach, we track operations. Right here, you can see how we make sure that all cows are wiped using individual towels to prevent spreading of mastitis and other infectious diseases. We also make sure that cows are fed right in time, that they get treated in a proper time, and many other things like that. As for now, we have 7 customers. We monitor for them 27,000 cows, and it gives us $250K in annual recurring revenue. To get to this point, we have raised $1.4 million. As for today, we charge dairy farmers. We work with subscription business model. We charge them per cow per month. But we generate lots of data, and other big players in our domain, companies such as feed producers, pharmaceutical companies, even retail, would like to get access to this data, and later will monetize this opportunity. Apart from making money, this company is about improving our planet and its environment. When we detect disease at a cow at an early stage, there is no need to use antibiotics anymore. If we track each cow, we know when she is perfectly ready for breeding, then there is no need to use hormones. When we precisely know how much feed we need to deliver to a particular group of cows, we cut greenhouse gas emissions. Our software detects all interactions between workers and cows, and if some of these interactions are a bit weird, we send them for review to farm manager, and he can retrain those workers to avoid any potential animal abuse. Also, guys, I'd like to share with you our recent news. We just got our first deal via channel partner, and it took us only 8 days. You might wonder, how is it possible? Well, that's possible because we rely part of our products, rely on existing infrastructure. There is no need to add any hardware. We can launch our product in a matter of a couple of days. My ask here is basically channel partners who have access to dairy farmers. Also, we're going to raise our next round this fall. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you for your time.
Who knows farming better than the farmers themselves? The 2 founders of our next company hail from family farms in Portugal, and through personal experience, they've witnessed the challenges of dealing with intermediaries and selling to market. Their solution removes the middle person and provides business opportunities and new markets while improving transparency and traceability. Let me introduce you to Tiago Pessoa, CEO of AgriMarketplace.
Hi, my name is Tiago. I'm CEO and founder of AgriMarketplace. First of all, I would like to say thank you for your time and opportunity to present our company. On my left side, I present you Felipe. He is the COO of the company and a rice grower. I am also an almond grower in Portugal too. We decided to create AgriMarketplace to address two main problems. First, farmers, as ourselves, we have difficulties to sell our crops worldwide. We have reduced sales and marketing skills. On the other side, the industry, they have limited access to farmers. The food chain is excessively intermediated, which leads to lack of transparency and food traceability. So we decided to create a B2B digital marketplace where you can trade food crops in an easy, fast, and transparent way. How the solution works. So farmers and cooperatives to sell to the agri-industry, they have to take several steps to get there. They have to negotiate the contract, they have to find the buyer, they have to sign an agreement, they have to send some samples, they have to manage logistic, quality inspections, and at the end they have to receive their money. So we have created a digital tool that replaces most of these processes by doing this digitally. How? We facilitate the sampling management, the negotiation, the contract can be signed electronically, and through our network of partners, we can provide services like logistics, quality inspections, and secure payments. We rely on a powerful network of partners, starting with IBM, with Euroshipping on logistics, SGS on quality inspections, and BNP Paribas on banking and secure payments. So how the platform works. So farmers and buyers can create their offers on the marketplace. We track and provide pricing information, market data, and the buyers and the sellers can have access to grains, nuts, coffee, cocoa, olive oil, and we are also looking to other products like fruits and vegetables. So buyers can post their bids, sellers can post their offers. The tool is dynamic. It helps the digitally all the negotiation, and the contract is closed online. The business development so far. So we started in 2017 in Portugal and Spain, mainly with grains. In the next year, we moved into Italy and France and added nuts on the platform. Recently and last year, we opened our operation in Brazil and US, California, with new products like coffee and cocoa. And now we are looking to have a global and European reference digital marketplace, and we are also adding other products like olive oil and other fruits and vegetables. It has been a long journey so far. Of course, we are not alone on the market. There are other competitors that are operating in the world. But we position ourselves with the strategic advantage of being a Southern European region with very good connections to the South and North American markets. Our market traction so far, we have closed more than 7.5 million euros in transactions with sales revenues of 100,000 euros. We have ambitious targets for these years. We want to achieve 10 million euros in transactions in the platform, which will represent 200,000 euros in terms of sales. We manage more than 1,300 B2B users on our platform and more than 3,500 leads on our CRM tool. So far, we have closed successfully a seed round of around $1 million. We are now looking for a new funding round that will gives us the opportunity to strengthen our IT team, our marketing and sales team, and to consolidate our operations on the markets where we are operating, and also to expand to US and South Africa. Apart from myself and Philippe, we have Louise on a financial role and Jose on an IT role. We have teams in France, Spain, Brazil, our own IT and marketing team. We have also been awarded by several prizes during this stage and this journey. We highlight one that represented a lot to us. We have been selected as the best AgTech startup in 2018 by Mass Challenge and EIT Food. So this is AgriMarketplace. Thank you very much for your time.
Last but not least, I'd like to introduce you to a company from Nova Scotia, Canada, which targets one of the biggest challenges of the dairy industry today, supply chain management. They are streamlining the shipment of milk from producers to processing plants and delivering real-time information along the way, such as transportation monitoring, production tracking, quality monitoring, and producer payment. It results in much more profits, less waste, higher quality at supply chain and manufacturing level, at the same time, higher income for dairy farmers. Welcome, Robert Forsyth from Milk Movement.
Our dairy supply chain is fragile. In no time has that ever been more obvious than right now. When the status quo option for processing milk into the products we all enjoy today disappears, cooperatives, transporters, and ultimately farmers are left scrambling to find a home for their products. At Milk Movement, we realized that our supply chains needed help. So we set out on a mission to bring actionable intelligence across the entire dairy supply chain, ensuring dairy products find a home and that producers can stay in business. When my co-founder John worked as manager of transportation and logistics at a dairy co-op, he learned the supply chain and its shortcomings inside and out. The ever-changing production levels and drop-off requirements left him always playing catch-up, trying to make the system balance, which then in turn left him struggling to get his farmers the crucial data they needed on a timely basis. Milk Movement helps solve these issues by bringing everyone in the dairy supply chain onto a shared cloud-based system. For cooperatives, milk truck drivers, and producers, we offer real-time data sharing and deep analytics that automatically plan and monitor dairy supply chains. We start with the Cooperative Admin Portal. Here, the entire supply chain can be managed from any web-enabled device. Next, dairy truck drivers get access to our driver handheld application. This lets them upload all of their pickup and drop-off data during their routes, and then tracks more than 50,000 data points in the background. Lastly, our producer portal gives farmers access to their key production and quality data in real time, and allows them to delegate access to all key personnel supporting their farm. With these tools, here's what our clients get. At the cooperative level, they get entire industry monitoring and management from a single smartphone. By streamlining data, we reduce operation costs by as much as 60%. When it comes to managing demand and planning pickups, our transportation tracking tool lets users monitor, predict, and manage everything, ensuring all milk finds a home. For our farmers, they get real-time access for quantity and quality information, a 25 times increase in data transmission compared to industry standard systems today. We also let our farmers set up custom access for their on and off farm employees, letting everyone stay on the same page and helping decisions to be made much faster. But don't just take our word for it. Ian of Large Grove Farm says, "It's a tool that I didn't think I'd use nearly as much as I do. I'm checking the dashboard 2 to 3 times each day to see how my farm is performing." The dairy cooperative is our paying client. They bring all of their farms, transporters, and processors onto the system. We charge on a monthly basis based on the amount of milk managed through our system, a standard SaaS model. In our target market, we have 2.1 million dairy farms and 1.6 million farm-related businesses, including transporters and processors, representing a total addressable market of $5.2 billion. We have 2 direct competitors in the marketplace. Right now, Dairy.com and Madcap focus on operational improvements and helping to digitize internal processes. We consider ourselves fundamentally different in that we are building the dairy industry of the future. We do work with our clients to find operational efficiencies and to help digitize. However, that is a short-term goal to grow revenue and to build our client base. Milk Movement's longer-term goals are to use the data, along with experts in machine learning and AI, to fundamentally change the dairy industry as we know it. We are not interested in incremental changes, but rather large, sweeping transformations for the industry. I'm Rob Forsyth, and I've worked in supply chain and procurement for some of the world's largest oil and gas companies. With John and I, We have 4 developers and an operations lead, with experience from startup to scale up and beyond. Today, we have 375 farms on our system, 8 dairy processors, and 2 dairy cooperatives. Our monthly revenue is $28,000 USD, and $7.5 million is in our pipeline, including some large players in Canada and some of the US's largest cooperatives and processors. We are projected to hit $1 million in ARR by the end of 2020 and $10 million by Q4 of 2021. We are currently raising a seed round of $750,000, $300,000 of which we have already secured today. We will use this to expand sales across the Midwest and to develop AI-based transportation routing. This is just the beginning as we continue to improve access to information across the dairy supply chain. If you're interested in talking more with us, please get in touch with me on the methods you see on the screen. Thank you.
Thank you to our 13 finalist startups on their outstanding pitches, so well done. As a reminder, our 3 awards today are our People's Choice Award, our Sustainability Award, and our Overall Innovation Award. The THRIVE team and our guest judges from Kubota, Yamaha Motor Ventures, Sunworld, EJ Gallo, and Valmont convened earlier this week to review the pitches that you all saw today, and I'm honored to announce the winners. For the People's Choice Award, the winner is Conserve Water. They've received a total of 1,358 votes from our ag community in the weeks leading up to Demo Day. The Sustainability Award goes to Instacrops. Mario and his team optimize irrigation, allow reduction of input usage such as water and fertilizer, and they're the epitome of doing more with less. And finally, I'm delighted to announce the overall winner of the Innovation Award is Cattle Care, who have an outstanding team. Their technology has proven out in our ecosystem, and they have shown great traction with dairy farmers and customers. Congratulations to our winners and to the whole THRIVE 6 cohort for their hard work. We are now accepting applications for our THRIVE 7 Accelerator Cohort, which will kick off on March 2021. Please apply to our website before November 6th. I'd like to say a special thanks to our partners, our judges, mentors, and our team for the past year of planning, mentoring, and preparing our startups. And thank you for joining us today. Please make sure to visit the link in the description to chat or book a meeting with today's presenters and learn more about their solutions or connect with them on social. Be safe. Looking forward to seeing you in person in Salinas next year at the Forbes AgTech Summit. And until then, make sure we continue to advance the future of food and agriculture through innovation.